Hello and welcome to another Eve Rookies class. I'm Serena Anderson and we're going to cover the topic of, early on mining ships. So this is the Eve Rookies intro to mining. We're sitting in a mining ship at the moment. There's a couple other ships here too, but this is our ship. Um, we're going to cover a couple basic topics today, like mining. How does it work? You just started off playing Eve Online and you don't really know what mining is and all that kind of stuff. We'll cover that. We have some useful tips for mining skills. I'll show those to you. There's also a lot of different chips available to mine in. We'll just briefly cover, the major ones. So we're not going to cover every mining ship, but a lot of them. I'll also show a couple of early on fittings that you can use for your mining endeavors. Mostly the Venture and the Pioneer ship. More on that later. We're going to cover what mining boosts are. Some ships in EVE Online they can boost the statistics of other ships, and also mining ships. So we're going to touch on that really briefly later on, and then at the end we've got some time for mining tips and tricks, and best practices, how to survive, all that kind of stuff. So first off, mining. But what is it actually? Well, as you can see, this is a ship, um, and it's fitted with these really, really nice lasers here. They're called miners, and as you can see on the stats, it mines a specific amount of M3 each time it cycles, and it harvests material. And the material that this thing harvests is just normal asteroid ore. And we have some asteroid belts here that you can find in space. You can just warp to those. So we're just going to warp to um, one of them, and we'll just explain how the mining thing works. So you can also right click in space, and then you have this really nice menu here, and you can also select a mining belt from here. So we've kind of warped to a mining belt. Also really shows up really nicely these days. And there's some rocks here, as you can see. Now, this rock is in range, so we're just gonna take a look at it. It's a big old chunk of rock. There's a couple of spots in between, which are the materials that we want. So we can just target it, and then we activate the miner modules. And as you can see, they're hitting the rock. And that's basically what it does. And then you have this really nice particle effect of you dragging in all the materials to your ship. And as you can see, you mine some ore, and then it goes into your mining hold. And that is basically what mining is. And then, as you can see, the mining belts also have NPC combat ships that spawn from time to time. So you have to kind of defend against those as well, which is why I always carry a bunch of combat drones in my cargo hold, and then I can just select the attacking ships and send the drones to them while I keep mining. And we're mining in HiSec at the moment. These NPC ships, they're not really that difficult to destroy. Even if you're like just a day old player, you can just launch some drones into space, send them to them, and now they're gone, and we can continue mining. Yeah, and that's basically what it does. Yeah, the difference between these mining ships versus the normal ships is that these have like a dedicated mining hold, which is where all the materials go into um, when you're mining. If you're just using like a normal ship, maybe you use like a destroyer or something, like a normal destroyer, or you're using a normal frigate or something like that, then it will, all the ore goes into the cargo hold. But there's not much room in the cargo hold. Just, maybe there's 100, maybe there's 150, but even the mining hold on this really entry level venture is like 5,000 M3, so that's really good. And as you can see, you can just it just keeps on ticking. Once you're done with mining, you can just deactivate the cycle. Like you can do it mid-cycle, and it still basically gets you whatever it was mining at the moment. So if you stop the module like halfway through the cycle or something, you get like a half pull of ore, if that makes sense. So we're just going to stop it. See, you just get your last chunk of ore. I'm good with this, so we're just gonna go back to the station, dock in there, and I'll talk a little bit more about the skills that you need to fly this ship and use the modules and stuff like that. It's basically really, it's fairly simple. I think when you start your EVE Online adventure, you already have a specific amount of skills, actually. There we go. Now we're docked up. Already going to drop the ore. There we go. That's what we, hard-earned ore. Yeah, skills. You really start off with, a couple skills. For instance, for the, the ship itself, it's the mining frigate skill book. It's you should already have it when you start the game, and you can just gradually train it up to get better at with the better at mining, because if you increase the skill of the mining frigate skill, as you can see here on the info page of this specific ship, you get extra bonus. So 5% bonus to mining yield, for instance, per mining frigate skill level. So that's already an important one to have, the mining frigate. Otherwise, you won't be able to fly the Venture. Other skills are, for instance, mining. The skill at using mining lasers. So if we're going to check this tab here, it's required for the Tech 1 version of the miner module and some others. If you go further down the line, you train the skill more. You can use mining drones as well, etc., etc. There's a couple of other skills that get available to you as well. For instance, this one, the mining upgrade skill, which enables you to use the mining laser upgrade modules that increase your mining yield. So that's also really important. The astrogeology skill, which basically it gives you a bonus to mining turret yield, and it's also required to use the bigger version of the miner module. We'll touch up on that a little bit later, but these are the ones that are used on the bigger mining ships. So astrogeology, also really important to have. And then there are a couple of newer skills. This mining precision skill is really cool. Sometimes while you're mining, and we'll see that a little bit later on as we mine a little bit more, there's like a critical success chance to get an additional bonus amount of ore, and this skill kind of touches upon that. And then you also have this mining exploitation skill, and it increases the critical success chance. So both of those are really really cool. Yeah, these all really benefit you in the beginning, um, and it'll take a couple days, a week, maybe something like that to train a little bit more skills. But you can already use a mining frigate really really quickly, so that's cool. So which mining ships are available actually? Um, well, you've already seen the Venture, which is like the one that you really you start off with. We all started off with this, and it works really well. Um, and the bigger version of the Venture these days is the mining destroyer, and it's called the Pioneer, and it kind of looks like kind of looks the same, just a little bit different. Um, it uses more mining turrets, but the mining lasers, you can use more of them. It has a bigger ore hold as well. If you look at the mining hold, just a little bit, not by a whole lot, but just 3000 M3 more. So that's really nice. You can also hold more drones. The Venture can only hold like 2 drones and can only use 2 drones, while the Pioneer can use 4 drones at the same time, and you can fit 8 of them in there. So that's really cool. So you can kind of switch between your normal combat drones and the mining drones. Really, really handy. Yeah, for this ship, you'll need the mining destroyer skill, which is unlocked through the mining frigate. As you can see, you need mining frigate level 3. So if you progress along the lines of training into mining ships in general, you'll be able to get into the mining destroyer, and then get into the Pioneer. And then as you progress in the mining destroyer skill, you can also fly the faction versions of the mining destroyer. They look a little bit different. They kind of do the same actually. They're just the bonuses are a little bit different, but they're technically still the same. It still has the same purpose. And then all the way, if you train it to level 5, you can fly this really nice Outrider ship. We're gonna touch upon this one a little bit later, but that one's also really cool. So you got the mining frigate, you got the mining destroyer, and then we have mining barges, which is the cruiser-sized version, and that's where it kind of ends in terms of dedicated mining platforms with lasers. There's no mining battlecruiser or mining battleship. I mean, you can fit a battleship with miner modules like with the mining lasers, but it's not going to be bonus to anything like that. So this is the Retriever. This is a medium-sized, a cruiser-sized mining ship. It uses the bigger version of the miner modules. They're called strip miners. These are Tech 2 strip miners, and they even use like a consumable charge. I'll talk about that in a little bit when we're going to be using this on grid. That's a whole different story. But this is like the cruiser-sized one, and for this, you will need the mining barge skill, and that is unlocked through training the mining frigate skill. So that's really cool as well. And then you basically have 3 different ones. I'm just quickly gonna show them to you. So this is the they kind of look the same. They just do a little bit different stuff. So this is the Covetor. It has the highest mining yield of all of the mining barges. Really cool ship. to fly, especially if you want to mine a lot of material really quickly, then this is the ship for you. Well, then the Retriever, which I already showed you, which is what I'm flying at the moment. It has the biggest ore hold capacity of the three. So if you want to fly to some faraway system and you want to mine a whole lot of stuff and then go back to your home station and use it there, then this is the one for you. And then the third one is the Procurer, and this is the tankiest of the three. So this one has the most hit points. So if you're mining in a very dangerous area, maybe a low sec area, or the extra hit points on this one could potentially save you. Goes up to quite a lot actually. You can put it up to somewhere between 60 and 70,000 hit points or something. So that's really good. The downside of it is that the mining yield is really low, so it has the least amount of mining speed. But then again, you get like a really beefy ship. So that's kind of the three different ships, and they also this is the Proc. It kind of looks different than the Retriever, and then the Covetor looks a little bit different again. With all of the animations and the working stuff there. And then those are the T1 ships. It's kind of the basic. Then you also have some more specialist ships. I'll just quickly show you a couple of them. So if you got the Venture, that this one that we just talked about, the entry level. There's two really nice Tech 2 variants of that. One is called the Prospect. It's really cool. Its unique trait is that it, as you can see, it can use covert ops cloaking devices. So that's really cool. So this is a very small, very fast mining ship that can warp cloaked, all that kind of stuff. Can maneuver around cloaked. So if you're in a really dangerous environment, you can just zip in and out, mine some ore or some other stuff, and zip back out into your home system. So this is the Covert Ops Cloak. Really nifty little machine, this Prospect. You can use two mining lasers as well, so that's really good. And you've got a little bit more, room for fitting low slots and stuff like that. So this thing mines, a lot more than the normal Venture. I think this is 6.3 M3 a second, and if I look at my Venture, it's 4.3. So yeah, in total, you mine a lot more. And then the other Tech 2 variant of the Venture is the Endurance. And the Endurance is basically like the ice mining Venture, if I may call it that, because it has extra bonuses for ice harvesting. So we've talked about ore, and ore that you can harvest, but you can also harvest ice. So there's ice belts in the Evil Line, and you can go there. You can mine the ice chunks that are floating in space, and then you can use those to build stuff or sell them. The Endurance only has one slot open for a mining laser, but then again, if you look at the roll bonus there, it has like a 300% bonus to the mining yield, and a 50% reduction in ice harvesting duration. So it kind of offsets that, offsets the fact that it only has room for one laser. So it's a really cool ship. As I said, it's the best small ship, like a frigate size, to mine the ice with. And what I forgot to mention is, while the Prospect sadly doesn't have a drone bay, so it you can't really defend yourself from those NPC spawns that you saw really on in the beginning. The Endurance has like a 30M3 drone base, so that means that you can comfortably fit 6 drones. And you can use 3 at the same time. So you can either, but I've not put any mining drones in this one, but you can just put your combat drones in there and some mining drones. Or these are electronic warfare drones designed to break another pilot's lock on your ship. So kind of neat feature as well. But yeah, this is the Endurance. And then to quickly show, this is the Tech 2 version of the Retriever. It's called the Mackinac. It's a really, really cool ship. It's basically kind of looks the same, but it's better. That's kind of it. It has the biggest mining, it's called an exhumer. It's the biggest mining exhumer ore hold does it have in game. So if you think it can hold like 43,000 M3 of ore. That's a big chunk. Takes a little bit to fill that up. That's really cool. So those are kind of the ships. So from small to big, you got the the Venture, and then you got the Venture, and then you got the Pioneer, the Destroyer, and then you got all of and then you got the Retriever, so the mining barge, and then you got all the other different variants and options and stuff like that. So that's really, really cool. I've also shown you a couple of fittings. Most of the time, when you fit up your mining ship, the basic things to have is your mining lasers. If it's the miner modules or the strip miners, it's kind of the same thing. And then you have, if you have room for it, like on this Retriever, there is this mining survey chipset. That's really nifty. I'll show you what that does too. You can scan the rocks before you kind of mine them. So you can fit that if you have space, and otherwise just fit for some extra defense, And you might also want to fit like a propulsion model for like an afterburner. You could do it with a micro warp drive, but you don't really need to, And then low slots, the mining laser upgrades are important, of course. And make sure to have some combat drones in there, because if you're mining by yourself, you want to kill those NPCs while you're mining with your drones, just like I did earlier on. Those are kind of like the fittings. Like if you look at the Pioneer, kind of looks the same. The mining lasers, propulsion mod, the survey chipset, all that kind of stuff. So this is really, really good stuff. So we're gonna go out and about in one of those mining belts. I'm just gonna show you some mining ships and all that kind of stuff, and I'm gonna put a booster ship with it, so you can see what that is and what that does and why that could be, of importance to you. So we're just going to grab this little Venture, and we're gonna undock. I'm gonna show you the mining booster ship, because it's going to undock with us. So we're undocking here, and then there it is, popping in. This is the Orca. The Orca is one of 4 possible mining boost chips at the moment in game. This is the kind of the number 3 in terms of third best, second best actually, and it uses these really nifty devices called mining foreman bursts. So So these are kind of an area of effect module. Um, I'll just turn it on quickly, and you can see it even, because it it has a really nice visual effect. As you can see, it kind of bursts outwards with this sphere kind of thing. It has on this Orca, it has like a radius of almost 60 kilometers, so there's a lot of people that can be inside of that sphere and get the boost. And what that does actually, if you look at, there's this new icon came on the HUD here, and you can see what the effect is of the boost that you're getting. So what this does is, at the moment I'm getting increased mining module range. So now I can mine it at 25 kilometers instead of, I think it was 12 or something. And some other stats. I can mine faster. I have a bigger critical success chance. All that kind of stuff. I also have less residue probability, and I'm gonna explain to you what that is when we get to the belt. We're just gonna pick a random belt this time. We're gonna warp the fleet. The Venture is gonna warp a little bit faster than the Orca, but the Orca is gonna follow really soon as well. Yeah, so these boosts, they tend to, they stay around for like somewhere between 1 and 2 minutes, and then the ship that's using that mining foreman burst needs to cycle the module again, and then otherwise the boosts drop and you go back to your default stats. There we go. We are in a new mining belt, and as you can see, the Orca has arrived as well. Yeah, so we're gonna put the mining boost up again. There you go. See, now you can see it even better. So it spans like the entire asteroid belt actually. So you can be anywhere you want and still receive the boosts. We're just gonna grab 2 rocks that are in range of me targeting them. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have the Orca follow the Venture. There we go. Now we are in range. So we're just gonna, I want this feldspar, and I'm just gonna pick out something else. I want that scordite as well. You can just mix mash whatever it is that you want to mine. So we're gonna mine that one. We're gonna mine that one. You don't have to mine the same rocks. You can just kind of pick whatever it is that you want. And you're mining faster now. So you're mining more. The residue. Just to quickly dip into that. Every time you mine, there's like a random amount of chance that if you're using a Tech 2 mining laser, there's a random amount of chance that you're gonna destroy a portion of the ore that you're mining actually. So the Orca is bumping us at the moment. That's all good, but yeah, so as you I've already seen, perhaps there's some red numbers coming in here sometimes, and that means that a little bit of ore that was in that rock gets destroyed because of the volatility of these Tech 2 miners. That's kind of the offset of using the Tech 2 version. If you use a Tech 1, then you never have this ore residue, but you can just you can't just keep mining. Yeah, and see there it went again. While you're kind of getting boosts from the Orca, the Orca has a really cool other feature as well. You can use its internal fleet hangar, because it has one, and you can deposit your ore into it if you run out of room, because I'm already almost halfway there, and I haven't been sitting here for so long. So you can just right click the Orca and say open the fleet hangar. And you see the fleet hangar is empty at the moment, and you can just take all this stuff and drag it in here. And then the Orca pilot can micromanage it and put it in his mining hold, and that mining hold is a lot bigger than what you have here. So that's kind of what what you can do. That's really cool. What you can also do, I'm going to do that right now. The Orca is a really cool ship because it also has a ship maintenance bay, and I've put some other ships in there as well. So I can just right click one of these ships, these other mining ships here, and I can just say board this ship from the bay, and I can switch out from one mining ship into the other, and then as you can see, my Venture is teleported inside of, it should be teleported inside of, it is teleported inside of my Orca. Yeah, there we go. And it's gone now. And now I'm in a prospect. As you can see, the boost dropped at the moment that I switched. That's kind of how the game works. Now the boosts are up again. And as you can see, we're just gonna target this Feldspar. Yeah, and this one mines a lot more than the Venture, with almost 12 M3 a second per per mining laser. And the ore hold is also a lot bigger. It's like more than double of what the Venture can do. So that's kind of it's a cool cool ship. Like I said, it can cloak up. I can just show you that. I'll have to decycle, unlock these rocks, and then should be able to cloak up right now. Oh wait, I'm being targeted. Oh, it's these NPCs. See, and now kind of the prospect doesn't really have the drones, so then you need luckily your booster ship can also use drones, and you can ask the help of one of the drones and the Orca to help you out. So that's what we're gonna do now. And as you can see, the Orca can perfectly destroy the NPCs, and then we can kind of show you how it is to cloak up the ship. There we go. See? So now it cloaks up. Now you can just move around in it. You can even warp in it. So that, works really well if you want to zip in and out of dangerous space, enemy territory, all that kind of stuff. We're going to hop in one more ship, the Retriever, which is also in the Orca. I'm going to bump the Orca here a little bit because the Orca bumped me as well. So we're going to put this Feldspar in the fleet hangar. We are going to board the Retriever. There we go. So this is kind of the the bigger one. Oh, I think we could even... Yeah, we'll grab a destroyer-sized one when we dock up again. So this is the the cruiser-sized version, uses the bigger um, mining lasers called the strip miners. These are strip miner 1, so this is just a normal Tech 1. See, just a normal nice Tech 1 version of the strip miner. And we saw a different version a little while ago that used the consumable charges. This one just doesn't use those, so you can just mine everything with it, which we're gonna do. As you can see, you got a lot more range to target stuff. So we're gonna target that one, and we're gonna grab something all the way over there as well. See, so we got that one, we got that one. I'm not seeing the mining lasers at the moment, but it's mining. So that's really you can grab stuff further along. That's really cool. Yeah, these are the Tech 1s. You also have the Tech 2s. I'll just briefly explain a little bit about that. No, because I'm not gonna dip into that much. The Tech 2 version is called the modulated strip miner, and that uses these mining crystals, and there's loads of mining crystals to choose from. But just the core of it is that it gives a bonus to a specific ore set. So for instance, simple asteroid mining, what we're doing right now with the feldspar and the pyroxeris. If I look at this, this info page here at the description, gives like a bonus yield if you mine simple ores. So scordite, feldspar, all that kind of stuff. If you use this crystal in this module and you're mining, you want to mine something else. So for instance, a kernite or umber, like the little bit more expensive, more valuable ores, you won't be able to do it. The module just says, nah, you can't do it. You cannot use this module with this crystal on that rock. You'll have to switch it out. Or I think it's either that or it just gives I think you can also use it without the crystal in there, but then you have like you have no bonus to any asteroid that you could mine, and then you're actually mining at less capacity than that you would when using a normal T1 strip miner. Still not really sure why the visuals are not kicking in, but we've mined a little bit. I think I can also show you the ore scanning device. So when you're kind of we got the enhanced. So if you got that module installed, the mining survey chipset, you can always click on this this mining surveyor button when you're inside of a mining ship, and then when you click on one of the rocks, you can already see like there's a the quantity, the total value, all that kind of stuff, and you can also see how much ore is left in the rock. So like with the the little blocks here, it kind of depletes as you go along. And then you can also right click here, you can open this the scan results window, and it kind of shows you each and every rock that is, if you hover over it, you see, it just kind of shows you every rock that's here. It also shows you the distance, the value, the volume, like the units and stuff like that in it. So this is really a really neat feature for you to check out, which rock that you want to mine. Maybe you want to mine a really big big rock. So you want to mine this one, you know, this feldspar one. So you just select that, and then you just you know, start mining that. You know, that's the one you want. So that's really cool, and that's kind of how you can do it actually. We're gonna deposit this in the Orca. I'm going to switch back to my my Venture. And leave the Retriever inside of the Orca, and we are gonna go back to the station. And the Orca is gonna follow us really quickly as well. And then we're gonna kind of switch to the last ship that I wanted you to see. You've seen like what the mining boosts do. They increase the range of your mining lasers. They decrease the duration of the cycle. So that means, you know, the module cycles faster, which means you mine more. You know, the critical chance rate increases. The residue decreases as well. Residue is, you know, that if you're using a T2 module, you kind of destroy a portion of the rock you're mining, and you know, with mining boosts you can kind of decrease the chance of that happening. We're gonna zip into one of the mining destroyers called the Outrider. It is the Tech 2 version of the Pioneer. There we go. And this one's kind of unique in the sense that it has its own mining lasers, but it also has its own boost module. So mining boost modules. Whereas ships as, for instance, the Orca, you know, it doesn't have any bonuses for mining lasers, so it's not, you know, it's not that interesting to put the mining lasers on. But yeah. So also this is the first boosting ship that you know, you could fly in. The second one is the Porpoise, which is this one. This is kind of the you know, it's a bigger ship. It's got more layout, more ore capacity, all that stuff. And then of course the Orca comes after that. And all these three ships you can use in high sec, low sec, and null sec, wormhole space, and all that kind of stuff. And then there's only one ship that you can't really use in high sec because it's, you know, it's not allowed with the game mechanics. And that's the Rockwell booster ship. So that's the capital class industrial command ship, which is really cool ship. It's kind of, you know, it's the bigger version of the Orca basically, but you can only use this in low sec, wormhole space, and null sec. Poshven too, of course, if you live there, but you won't be able to use it in high sec because it can't go there. But we're gonna use this Outrider, so just gonna undock, do a little bit of mining with it, and while we're mining with it, we're gonna also talk about some you know, some general tips and tricks. So just gonna go to another random mining belt. Yeah, as you can see, I have these mining modules here, and I have the mining foreman burst. So, you know, really cool. It's also got loads of space for drones actually. If you look at the drone bay, there's like 100 M3. That's 25 drones that you can put in there. really cool. So you can really like choose which ones that you wanna bring. There is some ore here. So yeah, now you're just mining solo, but you can still mine solo and use these boosts. So you just turn on the boost for yourself. You get the boosts and increased. I don't have increased range on at the moment, just some other stuff. So we're gonna have to check. There's something in range here. Let's see, mining distance. Nah, we'll fly over to that one, and we'll just use mining drones also. Something you can use too. They're really nice. They are really slow though, but yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's just do this. So I want to mine all of these rocks, and I'm gonna put one on each of them, and then I'm gonna put the drones on the third. And you see, so you're pretty versatile on how you can manage your own, mining ship where you want to mine. Oh, there was already some stuff in here. Yeah. So mining hold is kind of decent. The M3 that you can mine with it is also, half decent. Pretty good. General tips and tricks, because that's where we're at the moment. There's loads of systems in EVE Online, and some systems are safer than others. At the moment we're here in Samanuni. It's like a 0.7 security status system. I would consider that kind of okay. When you fly in MySec and HiSec, you always have the chance of that people just come in and they warp to the mining belt and they start shooting other people, even though you're not kind of allowed, quote unquote, to do that in HiSec. So the Concord Space Police comes in and shoots the aggressors, which is fine, but there's always a time delay on that. And if you like, for instance, mine in 0.5 system, which is the lowest security status HiSec that you can go into, you've got a bigger chance of being ganked, as that is called actually. So yeah, mining, if you're AFK mining, like if you're really away from your computer and you really want to mine, because it does take a little while to fill up that mining hold. I mean, you can try and do that. It's not really recommended, and it's definitely not recommended in like a low security HiSec system like 0.5 or something. I mean, if you're somewhere in a faraway system and it's 0.9 or 0.8 or whatever, you can try it. Maybe you don't get attacked by other players. That's all fine, but just be careful about that. And then talking about safe space. If you go into a low sec and null sec, you even have to be more careful. Like, probably you'll be fine. Like if you use a venture, or maybe something like the prospect, maybe even the pioneer, like the T1 version of this one, you'll probably get away with mining some ore in low sec. Do mind though that the NPCs that spawn in low sec, they're a little bit stronger than they're a little bit bigger than the ones that spawn in high sec. You'll probably get like in high sec most of the time frigates spawn. I think in low sec you'll probably get like frigates, destroyers, cruisers, maybe battle cruisers. So there's more risk involved. So then you really need to have something that has more drones, like the Pioneer, or this this Outrider, because it can deal. I think the Outrider, if I simulate it, yeah, can deal at least with with the drones that I have now. It can deal like 136 DPS. That is okay. You can with that you can mine in. That's perfectly fine to have that type of DPS and mine in low sec. That's all good. You can easily destroy the NPC combat ships. Oh, there we go. We got a critical mining success. That means that you mine extra bonus, so more. So that's good. Yeah, nullsec, mining in nullsec. If you don't live in nullsec, and you just want to try it, and you want to go into nullsec, and you want to try and mine something like that, definitely take something small. Because take like the prospect or something, and try to not get intercepted, shot on the way. Most of nullsec is like owned space. People live there, so you're kind of barging into their home, kind of. So they don't want that. So they'll come chasing you if there's people around, So that's kind of the risk you take at that point. The NPC ships that spawn are also extra dangerous because you'll have battleships spawn. Sometimes you'll even have a dreadnought spawn, like an NPC dreadnought, and that's going to be, really different than these two little frigates that have spawned again. So we're just going to deal with them at the moment. But yeah, so nullsec is, you can try it, but you'll probably want to like be affiliated to a nullsec corp or alliance or whatever, and try it out then. Other general tips and tricks, just start off with just the basic stuff. Just train yourself up, make yourself a little bit knowledgeable in how it all works. With this scanny thingy, the results window. Just try high sec first. It is true that each part of space in Eve spawns different types of ore. So high sec spawns like a little bit less valuable ore, but it's still in demand. But it's just see, and I finished a rock there. I think but the stuff is in demand, but it's just less valuable. And then if you go into low sec, the ore gets a little bit more valuable. Null sec also a little bit more valuable. All that kind of stuff. So also just look at what you want to mine and choose a ship from there. You can mine these asteroids. You can mine the ice. There's even gas. It's true. There's gas that you can harvest. There's gas clouds in space, and you can just harvest them too. There's also you can also mine moon ore. That's also something that there's structures in game that kind of shoot this really big laser at a planet and pull out a chunk of it, and then you can mine that. That's also really cool. I can't show you that at the moment, but yeah, and just choose a ship from there. Just if you want to mine ice, choose a ship that can do so, like the Endurance. The Retriever can mine ice as well if you put the equivalent of the bigger ice harvesters on it, and all that kind of stuff. If you want to mine gas, you could just do that in a venture because it's cost effective, because maybe you're going into low sec or null sec and you want to mine gas there because it's readily available there, and it's dangerous. So you take something that's cheap, so if you lose it you can replace it. All that kind of, you need to be a little bit sensible about that, and then it works. And then see, you get these really nice animations that the rocks destroy. That's cool. And the ore holder is also filling up actually. Yeah, with the booster ships, if you're flying like we're flying the Outrider right now, so it can boost and mine at the same time, which is really good. So you could start off with that and help boost your buddies. Otherwise, it's better to just use a mining ship yourself, because um, there's not much in it for you then to boost, or otherwise maybe your buddy says that'll give you a portion of whatever it is that he's mining. That's fine as well, but other mining booster ships, they're not as good to mine with yourself. You can use mining drones, and that's kind of it. Um, so if you want to use like a mining booster ship, then most of the time you have like several accounts. Maybe you have 3 Evil 9 accounts. You play it with them at the same time, and then one ship boosts the other fleet, and then it's getting quite busy in here. So I'm gonna warp off back to the station. I talked about those gankers earlier, and probably these are some of them, and they're coming through the system right now because they're all flashy yellow. But so yeah, be sensible about the gankers. Don't just leave your mining ship unattended there for I don't know, half an hour or something. Just don't do that. Kind of common sense. Yeah, to come back onto all of the topics really quickly. Well, mining, how does it work? You basically target a rock, you you activate the mining laser, and voila, you're mining, and then the mining hold on your ship fills up with all this great ore, and you can use it to build items with it. You can build ships with it. You can just trade with it, or all that kind of stuff, and that's all good. The mining skills, mining upgrades, astrogeology. Those are kind of like the ones that you really want in the beginning. Mining frigate, mining destroyer as well, so you can upgrade really quickly from the Venture to the Pioneer, which is a little bit of a more newer addition to the game at this point in time. It's a really, really nice ship, really nice extra, so that's good. Mining ships, you got your small ones, your frigates, the Venture, the Prospect, the Endurance, like the smaller type ships. You got the Pioneer and this Outrider that go after that. They like the destroyer size, and then afterwards you got the cruiser-sized ships like the Retriever, the Procurer, the Mackinac, the really expensive mining ships. I think Mackinac is about 200 million ISK, somewhere around those lines, I think. So those are, if you've saved up enough with mining on other stuff, you can do that. They're really cool. Fittings, well, you got your mining modules, you got your mining survey chipset, and then you got these mining laser upgrades. That's the most important part of the entire ship. Those 3 things, and I'd recommend putting on some propulsion and some defense, like on this one, so it's easier to defend against the incoming NPC combat ships. Boosts, where booster ships were sitting in one. They increase the mining capabilities of the ships that are around you and are in fleet. That is an important thing to note. So all the people that are listed here in your fleet, and they're in range of the boosts. Like for instance, this one's 32 kilometers, so everyone within a range of 32 kilometers and this thing is running, they'll get the mining boosts. That's really cool. Yeah, and just have fun. It's you can mine all yourself. that's all perfectly fine. You can also find the groups of people that are mining, um, and sit on comms with them, interact with them, share stories while that you're mining and looking out for each other. And then use all of this great stuff to build ships and make money. And in time, if you really train into it, and you got some friends with booster ships and stuff, you can really get some get a lot of ISK really fast actually. So me personally, if I mine with my because I got 5 accounts, if I mine with my Orca, and I have 3 Hulks. Hulks are the Tech 2 version of the Covetor, and that it's the fastest mining, the most mining yield, the fastest mining speed. I can probably get around easily somewhere in between 1.5 to 2 million M3 an hour, which depending on which ore that you're mining can be a lot of money. Like if you're mining the plagioclase, maybe not so much. But if I'm mining moon ore or some other stuff, then then it goes up exponentially, and I have several 100 million ISK up to maybe 1.5 to 2 billion ISK. So it's just in an hour. So that's just it's just whatever you want to do with mining. So that's kind of it for the class. Thanks a lot for watching. Go out there, get mining. Find people that are interested in mining too, and mining is what makes Eve tick, because everyone keeps shooting everyone, and all the ships start blowing up, and then we are the ones that provide the materials to build new ones. So that's kind of our role in the game, and that's good. So thanks a lot for watching, and hope to see you next time. Have a good time. Bye bye.